Hello everyone, my name is Katie, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to do my part 2 of testing cheap makeup off of Amazon. So obviously I wanted to post this like straight after the first one, but so I was waiting on one item. Well, there was like 2 items, but they were like part of the same order. And like it was at the point where it was like 2 months since I'd ordered it, and like it still hadn't shown up, and I was like, I just want to film this goddamn video, I can't be waiting for this anymore. And I emailed them and they were like, oh, like, because it's from China, like sometimes it gets lost in customs, but they gave me a refund, so that's good. But the 2 items I'm missing is a concealer and a lipstick, so I'm just gonna have to do this look without a concealer and a lipstick, but everything else is completely cheap shit off of Amazon. Not shit. My first video I found that actually quite a lot of the products were very good, so I'm hoping that we're going to have a similar situation here. Let's start with eyeshadow again, and I really enjoyed the eyeshadow palette in the first video. That was this one here, this beautiful palette. I really liked this, so I'm hoping that the one that I have today is also going to be good. That's what it looks like on the outside. I think it's supposed to be a dupe for like a Huda Beauty palette, like I'm not sure which one, like I'm not very knowledgeable on Huda Beauty, but I feel like it's meant to be a dupe for one of her palettes. So this is listed as the Best Pro Eyeshadow Palette Makeup. Jimkey 18 Color Pearl Glitter Eyeshadow Powder Palette Matte Eyeshadow Cosmetic Makeup Eyeshadow Eyeshadow Palette Makeup Kit Set Makeup Professional One Size Multicolor. So you take it out of this and then you have a palette which has the exact same thing on, which, I mean, that's quite cute. I do quite like the little packaging actually. That's what it looks like inside, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. I think this looks like a gorgeous palette, and I've swatched some of the shades and they seem pretty pigmented. Quite like a warm toned palette, but you've also got some beautiful like glittery shades as well. I am going out in a few hours, so I kind of want to make this eye look as best as I can, suitable for a night out. I probably am going to redo my base after this video, just to be completely honest, but I feel like I can get a night out worthy look with the eye products. I'm just not sure about the base products. I want something a bit more tried and tested for that, but obviously I'm still going to be trying them on for this video. So I have done a base on my eyelids, so let's start, shall we? Okay, we're going to start with a transition shade. You can't go wrong with starting with a transition shade, so I'll go with this light brown called Blazing, which is right in the bottom corner here. And I'll start by putting that just kind of above my crease, more so than in it. Okay, well, it seems quite pigmented. A lot is going on the brush. There's a lot of fallout, but fallout's never something that's bothered me particularly, just because, as you can see, I always do my eye makeup before I do my base. Okay, so far so good, very pigmented. I think I'm going to go for a pink look just because the pink is really like calling to me in this. Right, so let's go in with this light pink shade called Amethyst. Just kind of like a dusky light pink colour. And I'm going to run this one through my crease as well. So just going kind of below what I've done. Okay, let's make this a little bit darker. I'll go in with this Twilight shade. It's kind of like a pinky brown sort of colour. I think I'll add that to the crease as well. If I'm being honest, I thought that first transition shade I used was really pigmented. I think these pinky ones, they have got some pigment to them, but they're not quite as pigmented, but they're definitely like workable. I kind of want to make it a little bit smoky, so I think I'll go in with this dark reddy brown colour called Nefertiti? Nefertiti? I don't know. This one here. I'll add that to the outer corner. Okay, I quite like this shade actually. Quite pigmented. It seems to blend decently. Like it's not sticking. Like sometimes you'll put stuff in your outer corner and it will stick really weirdly. So I'm just going to sharpen up the edge. Then I think I will cut my crease. Yeah, I actually really like that shade I put in my outer corner. It's just kind of given a nice bit of smokiness. Yeah, so I'm going to cut my crease now. I'm just going to use any old concealer for this. But I'm going to go in with a shade called Amber, which is this beautiful pink glimmery colour. And I think I'll just put that all over the lid. I might leave I don't know, I might make a sort of halo eye actually, I'm not sure. Let's just see where it goes. Okay, actually, I think I'll go in with this shade called Blood Moon. It's a slightly darker version of that pink colour, and I'll just put that on the 2 outer thirds. Well, the outer third and the inner third. That makes more sense. I mean, those are very pigmented, like that is beautiful. I feel like those colours kind of look like the same, not gonna lie. So I think I'll just mix together these 2 shades just to like blend through my crease. And I'll go in with the like matte creamy colour called Royal. This one here, and I'll use that just under my brow bone. Yeah, so what do you think? I don't know, I think, yeah, it's alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Right, so I just did the same on the other eye, but I also put a bit of the black shade called Cashmere. Got it. I also put a bit of that in the outer third, and that worked really well. It didn't come out like really patchy or anything. And overall, I'm quite happy with the eye look. I'll just give you a closer look. I'm very satisfied with the shades. I think this is another really good palette. I think all of the shades performed well. The only one that I was a bit like about was the Amethyst, which was the light pink one. That one wasn't the most pigmented when I was using it for the crease, but I feel like pretty much all of the other shades worked like perfectly. So I definitely would recommend this eyeshadow palette. I think it's really good. Although I think I do prefer the other one I tried slightly, but this is still pretty good. I do really like it. Not bad for about £6, that's for sure. The next thing I got to try out is a pencil eyeliner. So this is listed as G Ceased by 1PC, One Piece, I don't know, Cosmetic Woman Fashion Cosmetic Eyeliner. And it comes in this box here. It says Eye Magic on it. And this is what it looks like, just fairly standard. And oh wow, that's actually really pigmented. And fairly creamy as well, so not bad. And this was $1.99 with free delivery, so if this is good, then that is a bargain. So I'm just going to pop this in my top and bottom waterlines. The eyeliner that I used in my first Amazon video, the saffron one, I didn't like very much. So let's hope that this one, wow, is better, which it already seems like it is. Very pigmented. Oh, that's good. Look how pigmented that is. Super creamy as well. Considering how cheap that was, I was not expecting that to be so good. Yeah, that's great. I really like that. The only bad thing is it might not last long. It might smudge everywhere, who knows. But so far it seems really good. So very impressed with that. Exactly what I want in my waterline. Right, so let's move on to the mascara. This is the mascara. It's listed as the 4D Silk Fibre Eyelash Mascara, Extra Long Lash Mascara, Waterproof, Not Blooming, what? Not Blooming Curling Natural Eye Makeup Long Lasting Black. What does not blooming mean? It says on the box, heavy, full figure, membrane force, eyelash to cream. Interesting. Ooh, it's got a little pouch. I feel like I did look at most of these when I got them, but it's just been a long time, so I don't really remember what they look like inside the packaging. But hey, that's what it looks like. Pretty sleek. Ooh, it is a bit gloopy, but I found that with the other mascara in my first video as well. That's the one. Bit of a chunky one. Oh, I'm gonna have to tend to this cat now, aren't I? Right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this on my top lashes. Quite like the mascara from the first video, so let's see if this is of similar quality. Right, I'm not mad about this. Like, it seems to have a lot of length. Like, it is lengthening my lashes, but it doesn't have a lot of thickness or a lot of volume, and that's kind of what I want with lashes. Like, thickness and volume is my thing. I mean, okay, let's keep building it. Okay, I mean, it is building up actually, but it's just, I'm not so sure. I definitely prefer the other one, I think. I think my cat's just having a bit of a breakdown in the background here. Okay, I mean, it's not a bad mascara. Like, my lashes are proper clumped up on this side, but not in a good way. I don't know, I'm not mad about this, like it's not bad, like there's definitely got like some length. You can like obviously tell the difference from like no lashes and this, but oh, I don't know, like it's come out better on this side, and this side it's kind of a bit like clumpy and weird. I don't know, I think if you're the kind of person that like you really want length with your lashes, then you might like this. I personally, I kind of want volume, thickness and length. This is more so just length really. But it's not bad, like I think some people might like it. That is basically the eyes done. I mean, overall I'm happy with how the eyes turned out. I think I might go in with a different, like just another coat of mascara after this video, a different one that I like. But overall, like the eyeshadow, the eyeliner and the waterliner is amazing. So I'm happy with the eyes overall. Move on to some base products now. We will start with the foundation, which I'm looking at it now on Amazon and apparently it's not available anymore, which, you know, so sorry about that, but you know, there's loads of kind of similar ones on Amazon. This is from a seller called Molly. It's just listed as the liquid foundation makeup. The shade is 02, I believe. It comes in this box here, which says Moisture SPF 15 foundation. And it looks incredibly pale, like that is a pale looking foundation. I'm expecting this to probably be more like BB cream coverage and finish, but we will see about that. I've also got a new sponge that I'm trying out. This is an LA Girl one that I think's been all the rave lately, like 2 months ago probably. Okay, it's quite thick consistency, very pale colour, like this is probably too light for me, but we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna, you know, smother all of this all over my face, see what kind of coverage, what kind of finish we get. It's definitely way too light for me. It has like a quite strong fragrance to it. It smells like kind of, you know, florally, like a perfume. Sponge has just been wetted, so that does kind of affect the coverage a bit normally when I'm putting foundation on. If I've got a wet sponge, like it won't be as high coverage as normal, but we will see. Right, okay. So obviously this foundation is way too light for me, which rarely happens, but you know, it's always interesting what it does. Right. Do I like this? Well, I feel like it's slightly better coverage than what I was expecting, but it's still not good coverage. It's kind of a light coverage, maybe a light to medium. It's sitting a bit weirdly. Like it's quite fresh, like fresh looking, dewy looking, but I don't know, it doesn't really seem to have sat very nicely on the skin. Like it looks a bit textured, if I'm being honest. I feel like because it's light, it kind of emphasizes it more. Like I feel like if it was more like my skin tone, I maybe wouldn't notice it as much. So I think I would try this out again, like mixed with a darker foundation. I think potentially it could work that way, but I feel like on its own, I don't really think I'd want to wear this again, to be honest. I mean, if you want something quite fresh, quite natural looking, maybe, I don't know, if you're really pale as well, like, I don't even know if there are people this pale, to be honest. Obviously, as I said earlier, I didn't get the concealer. I had ordered one, but it just hasn't shown up, and not much I could do about that, really. I'm just going to put on a tiny bit of my MAC Pro Longwear concealer. I don't want to put too much on, obviously, because I do want to keep this mostly Amazon makeup, but, I just will put a tiny bit on, and hopefully this will help with the colour a bit. Just under my eyes, my nose and around my mouth. Not too much though. I mean, I could just leave it with the foundation, but I kind of want to, you know, give the powder products I'm about to use like a kind of fairer chance, if that makes sense. So I actually have two powders to try out. One is a loose powder and one is a pressed powder. I'm not mad into baking, but I might try it out just for the sake of this video because I am going to take the base products off afterwards, as I said, so I might as well just give it a go. I don't know, I just kind of feel like baking doesn't normally work for me, but I'll try and do it quite like light-handedly. So the first powder is from Jane Dream. This is the Jane Dream Woman Cosmetics Brighten Face Powder Oil Controlling Fixing Powder. And I think the shade's number 4. No, it's not. And here it says it's a 001. It would be the lightest shade anyway. That is what it looks like there. You get quite a lot of product in it actually. So it comes with a little powder puff, but I won't use that. And this is still sealed actually, so. Okay. The lid just kind of flew off and there's now powder all over my legs. Oops. Well, that's it there. It does have like the kind of that bit, but it kind of just flew off. Okay, well, that's gonna just have to go on the floor for now, I'm afraid. The colour looks pretty good actually. It looks very pale. I think that colour will work alright. Let's hope. So I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna use this under my eyes, and I'll use the other powder on the rest of my face. I'm just gonna pat out the crease under my eye, both of them actually, and then I'll just kind of do a light bit of baking, I guess. See, whenever I bake, I don't really get that cast under my eye that everyone else does. It just kind of goes straight into my skin. Alright, let's try out this other powder. This is a pressed one. This is from a seller called Bullery. It's the Bullery Pressed Powder Finishing Powder, Moisturizing, Lightweight, Concealing, Natural, Silky, Durable Oil Control Powder in 04, I think? Yes, 04. And that's the colour there. It does look pretty pale. So I'm just going to use my powder brush, and I'm going to set the rest of my face with this powder. A lot of kickback. And like, because I'm not mad about this base I've got on underneath, I can't really like have my full opinion of these powders because they might work differently on a nicer base underneath. But we'll just see for now. Okay, I actually don't mind these powders. They're not too bad actually. I actually think that the Jane Dream one sat quite alright under my eyes. Like, I didn't really bake properly. It kind of just went straight into my skin. But that's actually not sat too badly under the eyes. I'd be interested to try that again with a different base. The other powder's a bit more lightweight, I think. But it's set my face really well. It's mattified it. And it doesn't look too dry and horrible. So I think the powders actually have some potential. I will just need to use them again with a different base, and I really need the toilet. I just went to the toilet and I looked at this powder in the bathroom lighting, and it actually looked really nice, so I'm quite excited to try that out again. And also I washed my hands and the eyeliner barely budged, so that's good. Anyway, let's move on to the bronzer. For the bronzer I actually decided to go over loose powder, but in a like darker shade than my skin tone obviously. And it's this one here. So when I click on the page, it's apparently disappeared, but in my order sheet it says it's called the Hudea Oil Control Makeup Long Lasting Bronzer Matte Mineral Dark Skin Contour Loose Face Powder Color 1, and it's 118. Not sure the delivery price in there, but I'm not sure if you can still get that because it's literally like disappears when you click on the page. But that's what it looks like there. Really cute packaging. Again, it's got a powder puff that I'm not going to use, and a sticky thing I need to take off. Let's hope I don't get this everywhere like I did the other powder. Oh, I literally just did the exact same thing. The lid flew off. The powder now all over my dressing gown. So yeah, as you can see, it's like a loose powder, but it's a more kind of bronzy shade. So I'm just going to get kind of like a big brush, dip it in, and then tap off the excess and use it that way. I thought this could potentially work quite nicely, but I've just kind of dipped my brush in, and I'm now just going to tap off the excess, and it's going to fly everywhere, obviously. Right, so I'm just going to swipe a bit of this through my cheekbones and on my forehead. Oh Tiger, now's not the time. This is very natural looking, it's not showing up massively, which I kind of like actually, because I prefer bronzers to look more natural anyway. You definitely can see a bit of a bronze there though. It's definitely not non-existent, but it's definitely just more on the natural side, and it seems to be blending quite nicely. It's a bit of a messy format if I'm being honest. You know, that's not actually too bad. I reasonably like that. So the highlight I've got is actually an eyeshadow, and I think I have actually tried one of these before when I did my Amazon video last year, but it was like a bronzy one. This one is called the Single Baked Glitter Eyeshadow Powder Palette Shimmer Metallic Cosmetic Makeup Eyeshadow Highlighter, and it was £1.98 with £2.90 delivery, and mine's in the colour 1, which is the really icy white one. That is what it looks like there. That is the colour. It looks really pretty, reasonably pigmented. We'll see how this translates into the face. Actually, that's quite pigmented. So I'll just make sure that there's no other highlighter my brush tinting this. Right, so I'm just going to pop this on the usual spots. Right, let's see. Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. Okay, I wrote that highlighter. That is really pigmented and quite nice. Very lovely. Just gonna wipe off my foundation lids. Move on to the eyebrows. Again, I got two products. I got a pencil and a tinted gel. So I'm just gonna quickly run through them with a clear gel before we start using any of the products. So this eyebrow product is called the Trilicolor Waterproof Automatic Rotated Makeup Eyebrow Pen Eyeline Pencil Plus Brush, and mine's in the shade Dark Coffee. And that's obviously what the packaging looks like. That's what it looks like there. Got a spoolie on one end, very handy. And then this is one of the kind of more angled triangular ones. I personally prefer the micro ones, but these, I do like these. I just prefer the micro ones, but I do feel like you can often get a decent brow with these, but we'll have to see what this one's like. Colour looks like a fairly standard dark brown. Has got a slight warm tone to it, which I prefer it to be a bit more like neutral, but we'll see what it's like on. So I'm just gonna try and fill my brows in and hopefully not go too overboard like I often do. Okay, it has come out a bit harsh, I found, but let's see what it's like when you blend it with the spoolie. Sometimes that can save it. I'm not sure about this brow pencil. It's a little bit harsh. I also feel like it has a slight reddish tint to it. And I'm not a redhead, so that's not really for me. Like, it blended out okay with the spoolie. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It's quite a like bushy look, which, I mean, sometimes I do quite like a kind of bushy look. I don't know, I'm not mad about it, but I don't hate it either. So we also got a tinted gel to try out. So this is listed as the Morse Waterproof Eyebrow Enhancer Long-Lasting Eyebrow Mascara Makeup Kit, and this was $159.89 delivery. And I got the brown shade. This is what it comes in. That is it there. This one doesn't seem to have a red tone, so that's good. It's got a small brush, which I personally prefer. I like the smaller brushes when it comes to brows, and it doesn't seem to have too much excess on it either. I will just, okay, I take that back. I've just wiped it on my hand. There's a lot of excess on it. It just didn't look like it did, but the colour actually looks really good. Ooh, I think this might have fibres in it. Right, I'm wiping off the okay, that's a lot of excess. Right, let's just really lightly brush this through my brows now. Now I'm like terrified of it, because that was a lot of freaking product. I'm not so sure about this either. I think I'm gonna have to redo my brows before I go out. I mean, like, that is a ridiculous amount of excess, and like, it still feels like even after that there was like too much on the brush. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I'm not so sure about the brows today. I'm just really not so sure. I mean, I don't know, in a weird sort of way, it's quite an interesting look, but I just know. Right, let's move on, please. I think that's pretty much all of the new products tried now, but let's just finish off the eyes. We'll go back to this palette. So again, I think I'll go in with a mix of Nefertiti and Twilight, these two shades here, and I'll just run these under my lower lash line. Alright, and I'll pop a bit of the highlighter in my inner corners. So we'll go back in with some more of the same mascara on my bottom lashes. Right, and obviously my lip product that I ordered didn't show up, so I'll just run over. So I'll just pop a random nude lip, this is the L'Oreal one, on just to finish off the look. Right, so that's my full face of Amazon makeup done. I'm just going to sort my hair out and I will give you my final thoughts and everything. So I am back with the finished look, so I'll just quickly tell you how I think this video has gone. I would say that standout products would be The eyeshadow palette, I thought this worked really well, very impressed by that. Both of the setting powders actually I think are pretty good as well. So we've got the loose powder and the pressed powder. I'm really excited to try these out again because I actually think they've got quite a nice finish. The loose bronzer I also thought was pretty good too, very natural looking, which I do quite like. The highlighter, very pigmented, very stunning, like that a lot. Also this eyeliner pencil, I thought this was really good actually, that was definitely one of my standouts from this video. Incredibly pigmented, glided on very nicely, and let's hope it lasts all night. Doesn't seem to have budged at all so far. As the products I'm not mad about, definitely the eyebrow products, this is just too much, it's just too thick, too bulky. It's just, no, I'm just not. I will give them another go and see if I can get a better brow out of them, but from first impressions I'm not mad about the two brow products. Mascara is like, it's not terrible mascara, but it's just not really my preferences. But, I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't know, I'm not feeling it personally. I'm not mad about the foundation either. Again, I'll give it another go, I'll try mixing it with some things, but from first impressions I'm not mad about it. But overall I feel like it's been a bit hit and miss. There definitely have been some pretty good products I found in this video, and overall the whole Amazon series I've found some pretty good products, so I'm very happy with how this has gone. And obviously, sorry that some of the products are unavailable, like I don't know what that's all about, but obviously there are loads of like kind of similar products on Amazon, but I don't know, they just seem to take things off quite often as well. But that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.